Beneath the surface of our world, there are whispers, faint, elusive, but impossible to ignore. Hidden in the dark, overlooked by time, rest truths that have waited in silence. From lost ancient artifacts to creatures of myth, what if the things we believe we know are only fragments of the full reality? So join us on a journey into the unknown, where each single step forward uncovers something undiscovered. And trust us, by the end, you'll see just how little we truly understand. Number 15. Witch marks. Inside the old corridors of Creswell Crags, researchers found something that rewrote part of human history. Etchings carved into cave walls over 13,000 years ago. These weren't just markings. They were known as witch marks, symbols believed to shield people from evil spirits or dark forces. Spread across ceilings and walls, they included spirals, grids, and claw-like shapes. Archaeologists traced them to the Upper Paleolithic period, a time when early humans expressed spiritual fear through carved symbols rather than idols or relics. These engravings suggest that even in the depths of survival, our ancestors feared what they couldn't see. They treated caves not only as shelter, but as sacred spaces. Each mark told a silent story of protection. Far from decoration, these carvings were purposeful, defenses against things they believed truly lurked in the dark. Now preserved and studied, these symbols don't just reveal ancient fears. They prove how long we've tried to hold back the unknown with nothing but belief and stone. Number 14. Poor little cub. During an Arctic fossil expedition, researchers found the frozen remains of a lion cub preserved for over 28,000 years. At first glance, it looked like just another patch of soil, until its fur, nearly camouflaged, became visible. Everything about it was intact. Whiskers, paw structure, and even its stance suggested it hadn't collapsed, but waited. Some believed the cub had been resting in a cave, likely waiting for its mother, before freezing to death in sudden temperatures. Its expression, body language, and condition create a strange emotional weight, like pausing a moment in time no one was meant to see. Unlike typical fossils, this cub wasn't decayed or eroded. It was simply stopped. Scientists are now examining its organs and tissues to learn more about its environment and species. But it's the posture that sticks, the way the cub sits, as if still expecting to be found. In all its silence, it tells more than bones or data ever could. Number 13. Ancient hunting tools. In a Yukon government laboratory, archaeologists laid out ancient hunting weapons believed to predate written history. Pulled from a remote, ice-covered site, the tools included sharpened spear points, cutting blades, and fragments of wooden shafts. Their condition was impressive. Many were still sharp enough to pierce hide. Analysis showed they were crafted from stone and bone, with some materials sourced from regions hundreds of miles away. This suggested an early trade network or long-distance migration route, proof of communication and planning. The tools weren't scattered. They were concentrated in what looked like a strategic drop zone, hinting at how early hunters may have stashed gear for seasonal returns. Every detail, from the balance of the spears to the smooth shaping of grip areas, revealed knowledge of both engineering and survival. These weren't primitive scraps. They were calculated designs. The find added a powerful chapter to human prehistory, showing just how skilled early humans already were. Number 12. Eerie skull. In San Diego's Lucky Partner Mine, a skull was uncovered that didn't match anything known in recorded science. Its shape was bizarre, like long, narrow, with oversized canine teeth and a jaw structure that didn't belong to any documented predator. No other bones were found near it. There was just one skull, lying in isolation. It wasn't fully fossilized, which made things more puzzling. Scientists from multiple labs examined it. Some guessed it could be a genetic mutation. Others floated theories about unknown species. Local legends about strange animal sounds in the mine, long dismissed as fiction, suddenly resurfaced. The find raised more questions than answers. Was it a misidentified known animal? Something extinct we've never cataloged? Or was it a hoax planted decades ago? Whatever the truth, the mine was sealed soon after, and the skull was sent to a private facility for deeper analysis. In fact, no public follow-up has been released. What was found down there still has no label, only speculation. Number 11. Crystal Skull. In Bell's Cave, an archaeologist unearthed something that blurred the line between artifact and mystery. A full human skull carved entirely out of crystal. Buried 125 meters deep in what's believed to be a sacred Mayan site, the object showed no tool marks, seams, or imperfections. Its surface shimmered under the light, its hollow sockets catching the light like mirrors. Carbon dating placed it over 1,000 years old, matching the period of early Mayan sacrificial rituals. But no crystal working method from that era explains how it was made. Some believe it held ceremonial significance. Others say it might not have been crafted by humans at all. The skull's presence in such a precise location, right at the center of the chamber, was no accident. Researchers haven't been able to determine its origin or purpose, but those who've examined it in person all say the same thing. It doesn't feel like it belongs to this world. It feels placed. Number 10. The Moment. Inside the Cave of the Seven Sleepers, a team of explorers encountered something they've never been able to explain. Following an unusual sound, one of them approached a wall crack and froze. Behind the stone was a figure with a completely black, featureless face. It appeared for only a second, then vanished. There was no light, no shadow cast, just a moment that shouldn't have happened. The entire group panicked and immediately evacuated. The next day, after reviewing footage, they found a blurred movement behind the wall, exactly where it was seen. Paranormal researchers couldn't give a solid answer. Some called it a visual trick. Others weren't convinced. Local legends had long associated the cave with ancient curses and restless spirits. Whatever that presence was, it's never appeared again, at least not publicly. But those who were there that day swear by what they saw. So, what do you think about it? Let us know. Number 9. The Bone Theater. Paris is famous for love, lights, and art. But underneath its streets, a different world exists. The catacombs hold millions of human bones stacked like walls of death, stretching for miles. Most who sneak in just want a thrill or a selfie. But in 2004, police stumbled across something no one expected: an underground movie theater hidden deep among the skulls. It wasn't some sloppy hangout. It had carved stone seats, a working bar, even a kitchen with a couscous cooker and phone lines running through the tunnels. Someone had gone to great effort to build a secret nightlife spot in a tomb. When police came back days later, the entire place was cleared out. Wires, chairs, everything gone. The only thing left was a single note: "Do not try to find us." Whoever ran that hidden theater knew exactly how to vanish into the bones of Paris. And it is just one of the many sites. There are tons of other places where you can find human bones on the ground. Number 8. Bone Site. Rupkund Lake, known as Skeleton Lake, sits high in the Indian Himalayas. Scattered across its shallows and stony shores are hundreds of human skeletons. Many of the remains show signs of trauma: cracked skulls, broken ribs, suggesting a violent end. For decades, it was thought they belonged to a single doomed group. But DNA testing changed everything. The bones came from people of different ethnic backgrounds and timelines, some local, some with Mediterranean roots. Radiocarbon dating revealed multiple death events across centuries. What links them all is still unknown. Some researchers believe a sudden hailstorm killed the first group. Others suggest religious rituals or unexplained migrations. But none of the theories explain why people from such distant regions ended up dying in the same remote spot. The lake remains largely undisturbed. Each thaw season reveals more remains, but no answers. The bones rest in place, exposed under the sky, leaving behind a mystery as chilling as the air that surrounds them. Number 7. Giant glyphs in Alabama cave. Back in 2022, a group of archaeologists explored a quiet cave in northern Alabama, not expecting much beyond dust and darkness. What they found instead were carvings so massive they couldn't even be seen properly without 3D scanners. These weren't small doodles. Some stretched over 7 feet long, covering the cave ceiling. Whoever made them had to lie flat on their backs in pitch-black silence to carve every curve. The figures show human-like forms, twisting serpents and strange symbols, unlike anything usually tied to the Mississippian culture. That difference alone makes experts believe these weren't meant as simple art. They might have been coded messages, spiritual rituals, or something sacred meant to outlive their creators. Every inch carved in secrecy, in stone, feels deliberate, as if those ancient artists wanted to speak to the future without ever being seen doing it. Their work still hides more questions than answers, and we mean, why not? This thing proves that we know nothing about our history. Number 6. Lascaux cave paintings. Well now, let's go to the city of love and loneliness. France's Lascaux cave is often called the birthplace of art. Walls alive with painted horses, bulls, and deer stretching across chambers deep underground. But the animals aren't the only mystery. Scattered between them are dots, lines, and marks that seem random, until researchers noticed a pattern. These markings may have tracked the cycles of the moon, possibly even the seasons. If that's true, the artists weren't just decorating their world, they were recording it. 17,000 years ago, they may have already understood the sky's rhythm. Imagine painting under flickering torchlight, counting days through shapes instead of words. Each symbol might have been a way to preserve knowledge when writing didn't exist yet. What looks like ancient graffiti might actually be the first data system humanity ever made. A silent record of time, scratched into stone by people who were watching the stars long before history had a name. All right, guys, now let's head over to Number 5. Frozen mammoth. In a discovery that bridges the prehistoric with the present, scientists at the Ancient Life Institute unveiled a fully intact woolly mammoth preserved inside a chamber of ice. Thought to have walked the Earth over 300,000 years ago, the creature's features remain remarkably undisturbed. Coiled tusks, a full trunk, and thick fur still clinging to its form. It looks less like a fossil and more like a moment frozen mid-step. Researchers believe the preservation is due to stable permafrost conditions, allowing even soft tissue and hair to survive. Its stomach still held plant remnants, offering insight into Ice Age ecosystems. Unlike skeletal remains or fragments, this specimen offers an unprecedented glimpse at the biology of a long-extinct species. From its muscle structure to its internal organs, everything is open for study. The mammoth wasn't just unearthed, it was unveiled like it never left. This single find may shift how scientists understand Ice Age extinction, adaptation, and possibly even cloning efforts in the future. Now let's move to Number 4. Hobbits. Well, hobbits aren't real, or at least that's what we thought. You only see them in movies or read about them in fantasy tales. But in 2003, a team of archaeologists digging inside Indonesia's Liang Bua cave found something that made fiction look possible. They unearthed the bones of tiny humans, fully grown adults standing barely 3.5 feet tall. Scientists called them Homo floresiensis, though most just nicknamed them hobbits. At first, experts assumed they were modern humans with some kind of genetic disorder, but newer studies proved otherwise. These weren't sick or stunted people. They were their own species, small, intelligent, and capable of crafting tools. The eerie twist? Local folklore had long told stories of the Ebu Gogo, small, hairy forest dwellers who mimicked human speech and stole food from villages. Maybe those weren't just bedtime stories after all. Maybe the world's tiniest humans disappeared far more recently than we'd like to think. And let's be real. Do we know why we are here? Number 3. Sego Canyon Rock Art Petroglyphs. Well, now this one is my favorite place. It's not just ancient or amazing, but also mysterious. Utah's Sego Canyon doesn't look extraordinary at first glance, just dusty cliffs and wind-shaped stone. But walk closer and the walls tell a different story. Etched into the rock are towering, ghost-like figures, some with huge hollow eyes, others with strange antenna-shaped markings. They've stood there for thousands of years, long before any written language. Archaeologists say these carvings date back at least 8,000 years, but what they mean is anyone's guess. They don't look like hunters, gods, or animals. They look like something else entirely. The Barrier Canyon, Holy Man, the most famous of them, stands tall and eerie, surrounded by smaller, shadowy forms. Some say it's proof of spiritual visions. Others swear it hints at ancient encounters not from this world. Whatever the truth, those figures still stand in silence, carved with purpose, daring anyone who sees them to decide what exactly early humans were trying to say. Number 2. Confusing giant bones. Deep in China's Pangxi and Dadong caves, archaeologists expected stone and silence, but instead found a graveyard of giants. Piles of massive bones filled the chambers, ancient rhinos, elephant-like stegodons, and Gigantopithecus, the 10-foot-tall ape that might have inspired Bigfoot legends. That's strange enough, but the cave sits 1,600 feet above sea level, with cliffs too steep for these animals to climb. Even stranger, the bones showed signs of burning and cutting, proof that early humans dragged them up the mountain to cook and butcher them. No one knows why. Was it survival? Ritual? Some kind of offering? The sheer effort alone feels impossible. Imagine hauling an elephant carcass up vertical rock using primitive tools. Yet, someone did. Those burn-marked bones remain as proof of something humans once achieved, or believed in, so extreme that even now, no explanation fits. They turned a mountain cave into a mystery no logic can untangle. Okay. Guys, now, let's end this journey with Number 1. Snowwalker. Trekking across the icy landscape of Mount Everest, where biting winds carry murmurs of long-buried legends, a group of determined hikers came across something unsettling: massive footprints. Each measured 12 inches long and 5 inches wide, trailing deep across the glacier. These weren't animal tracks. Local wildlife couldn't account for them, sparking immediate speculation about the fabled Yeti. Weeks later, a camping couple spotted nearly identical prints, strengthening the hikers' belief. Then came a chilling video: towering pine trees being yanked from the ground by something unseen, at altitudes far above the tree line. The sheer force required ruled out any known explanation. These oversized prints found so high challenge every logical answer. Experts were left scratching their heads. Soon after, an eerie photo surfaced from a nearby cave, showing a figure no one could identify. Its features didn't match any known species. Whether it's a living mystery, a misidentification, or something else entirely, those prints still haven't been explained. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and we'll see you very soon.